Hi everyone! Welcome to our midweek Scrap with Me. I hope everybody is doing well today. My name is Diane Gutierrez and I am a Creative Memories Advisor located in Southern California. And more specifically, I'm in Ventura County, California, which is north of LA, and not the pretty coastal area. I'm more in like the foothills and the valley area. So it's pretty warm in here today. And so if you hear a little bit of a buzzing sound, it's my extra fan that I have going. Okay, so I apologize for that. But welcome everybody. And if you don't mind, go ahead and drop your name into the chat and let me know where you're from. Okay. And while we let everybody get their notifications and get logged on here. Hi, Deborah. Good evening. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start my video of the things that were released this week. And if you haven't heard yet, the secret box the third quarter secret box has come out. And they put out two again this time, and there's they're both exactly the same, except for the premium box has a few more items in it than the essential box. So it depends on what you want to get, and your price. There's different price points, so that's awesome. There's a little something for everyone. And if you haven't heard, the biggest secret that's going around about the secret box is that there is a border making cartridge in there this time. So that's pretty exciting. That's going to win me over for sure. You know me and my tools, right? I have to have all the tools. So very tempting with those, with that border making cartridge being in there and knowing that. So let's see who else came on. Janice, hi. Kay, nice. Julie, Mona, hello. Okay, so Mona's pretty close to being West Hills, so she's feeling that heat too. I'm sure most of the country is pretty hot. I mean, like normally, I think we're usually warmer than we are today, but my air condition is very loud, so I can't have that on while I'm filming. Okay, and we have Maria from Florida. Hi. And Mona, you got the premium. Okay, so you're excited too. Yes. It's very exciting. They always give a tool in the boxes if you didn't know that, and to know that there's a border making cartridge, that's pretty exciting. And Canny from Maryland, hi. Welcome, welcome everybody. Okay, let me continue with the releases. All these were just released this Monday. Okay, so we have an awesome back to school collection that went out. It's huge. There is so much in this collection. In fact, there's 3 different paper packs available. So something for everyone, including some that even look like little Legos, which is pretty amazing. That's fun. Here they are right there on the screen. And then of course, this is a 3rd paper pack. So this one's kind of nice because it breaks it down from preschool through 12th grade. So if you need to get an album done this year for a graduating senior, this paper pack would help you out a lot. Okay, and then these memory tabs just came out. This is kind of fun. These could be used for a lot of different things. They could be used to put on the edge of your peekaboo pocket so that you can open it up. And of course, just as in your embellishment cluster. I can't wait to see these live and in person. And there's, of course, matte packs and embellishments to go with this collection, and of course, stickers. And these are really something new. They put out these extra large layered frame embellishments, so all the embellishing has been done for you. And I haven't seen these yet, so I'm very excited to see what these look like. But again, if you need to get an album done quickly, these would probably really help you out. All your clustering and embellishing is done right there, and it holds a 4x6 photo. Okay, and there's also some ABC stickers. That's fun. They've been doing that a lot lately in the collections. And of course, there's a bundle where you can get all of it together. And this is new. they putting out this new handwriting stencil, and they brought back the dual tip pens. I always want to say jewel tip, but they are dual tipped dual tipped pens, and in really pretty colors, and you can use those along with the stencil to create any word quickly that you wanted to. Okay, and this is my favorite part of the whole new collection, of course, right? The border making cartridge, and this one is called Home Sweet Home. It's so cute, and I actually made a list of all the things that I think I could use it for, or that I think other people could use it for. So if I don't mention something and you have another idea, please drop it in the chat so that we can all get some ideas how we can use this once we get it. So of course it's designed to look like a little schoolhouse, so that's one thing. I also thought it would be great for all the homeschoolers out there, or people who are documenting their homeschooling days during COVID. I think this would be great for buying and selling a new home, or just moving into a new home. This could also be used for babies bringing baby home for the first time, or any kind of welcome home that, maybe someone in the military is coming home, or college students coming home. I think this would be a great addition. And then of course, home for the holidays, right? So that's the ideas that I came up. So I see a lot of uses for this punch. This one's definitely going to be making my collection. And then lastly, this was not released on Monday. Well, if you're an advisor, it was released on Monday to us. Certain things were released for us to get a hold of ahead of time. But of course, it's Croptoberfest season, and this is a very exciting time. And this is going to be released to customers as of the end of this month, so August 29th. And so it's coming soon for everybody, but advisors could get a little sneak peek this week. But what I really wanted to announce was that with this Croptoberfest, I'm going to be hosting my first virtual crop. So I just wanted to put that out there now. You can mark your calendars. I'll have more information as it gets going, but if I have it scheduled right now for October 22nd. It'll be an all-day crop where there'll be plenty of time for you to work on your own layouts and projects, but also we will break and we'll be doing the project recipe and then probably 4 additional layouts. So stay tuned for more information on that. I just wanted to make that announcement so that everybody's prepared for that. Okay, let me check the chat real quick. I saw some more people coming in. Hi, Virginia, Jody, Nomi, Noma, hi, and Irma, hi, and Diane. Oh, thank you, Mona. Here, Mona's saying, thank you, Mona. She's asking everyone to please like and subscribe. And thank you, Mona. That was really sweet of you to drop that in there for me. Okay, let me move on. Let's see here. Okay, so like I said at the beginning, I am a Creative Memories advisor, and if you happen to be looking for one, I would love to be that person for you. And but if you have an advisor, please ask them any questions you have on the new collections that came out. And when this video goes to YouTube, because right now it's not technically posted on YouTube, all my information will be there, my Creative Memories website, as well as my email. So if you have any questions on anything, go ahead and drop me an email. Okay, but let's get to scrapping tonight. So if you saw the thumbnail for this, the description, you already know. Tonight we're going to be working on our 110 scrapbooking ideas and sketchbook. Okay, this will be, I think, our 12th episode. So we're moving right along. We're almost, how many is that? A 10th of the way through. So we're getting there, right? So let me, I'm going to pop you over to my overhead because I want to explain something about the book to you. Okay, so here's my book. And what I wanted to show you real quick, because I keep meaning to mention this in a video and I always forget to. So now that we're live, I feel like I have a little bit more time and I could explain. So what I do is, as I'm going through the book and I'm using the sketch, I always write down what album I put it in. So for example, let me zoom you in here a little bit. I use this sketch in my family 2007 album, and then I write down what the event was that I used it for. So I use it 2007, I use it for my son's Taekwondo championship. Okay, the reason I do that is so that, well, one thing, so I know as I'm going through this book, because my goal is to try and do all of them, but I want to, kind of check it off. So that's kind of how I've been checking it off. But also, they always give us an inspiration layout, which is super nice. But sometimes it's good just to scrap lift yourself, right? And since I have been making double page layouts, I want to maybe go back and see. And so I have a quick reference so I know which album it's in, and I can go back and see, oh, how did I do that double page spread, or how did I do that layout overall. So I just wanted to mention that as a little tip for you to log it somehow for yourself. Don't be afraid to write in your book. I write measurements all the time in my book, and it's just it's your book. Feel free to write in it. Another thing that I tab up here at the top, you'll see that when I come across a layout that I feel would be good for scraps, and whether I did when I did this originally, I'm not sure, but as I go through, and even if I haven't done them and I think, hey, this would be a great one for scraps, I kind of note it, and I'm trying to color code so that I'll know. So if I ever have some scraps that I want to use for a particular collection, and I would come in here and I could quickly see at a glance which ones would be great. I could look at the layout quickly and decide if it would be useful for the scraps that I have. Okay. And then I note if I think it's going to make a great title page. Something like this. Circles are this big circle is kind of hard to use on a regular layout, but great for a title page. So as I see them, I've been marking them with these color codes. Okay, so you can see I haven't gotten very far, but I just thought I would mention that. And then the tabs down the side are projects that I'm interested in doing. The red ones are all denoting a project that I'm working on that you'll see on my channel later on. Okay, so for the sketch that we're using tonight, if you pop over to if you have the book, you can pop over to page 106. It is a 2-page spread, so a little bit of a cheater tonight because normally I'll make it a 2-page spread, but tonight it already is, so a little easier for me. But yep, I'm going to do this sketch here. And this is kind of another thing I wanted to mention about the book that I thought was kind of interesting is I always tell people when you're searching for something and you find something you like right away, just stop and use what you found. And especially if you're a Cricut user and if you're like me, if I find an image that I like, I always tell myself, stop, because if I don't stop, you can really go down a rabbit hole looking for that perfect embellishment or that perfect sketch. And but did I listen to myself? No. I kept looking through the book, and then if you go to page 112, I came over here. These are all 2-page layouts at the back of the book, and I got to this layout and I was like, oh yeah, I like that one. And then I also realized, wait a minute, it's the same layout. So yeah, that was interesting. But at least I thought, okay, that's confirmation, and that was the layout I chose to do for tonight. So, okay, so that's my book. I am going to put this aside over here so I could still see it, and I can have that at a glance. And let's see, let me show you the sketch up close and personal. Thank you, Mona. Thank you. I did not realize. I thought I took care of all of that. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for that. It's because it was in video mode. So what I was saying was, I'll just back up a little bit. So I want you to look at the bare bones of this sketch. So look at the paper uses and the like what is behind the photos, okay? Because we really want to make the sketch work for our photos, not the other way around. We don't want to have to find photos that fit the sketch, okay? So if you look at the paper selections behind the photos in the sketch that we're going to use tonight, it's basic. It should look really familiar to you if you're familiar with my channel, because we just did a Keeping It Simple series where we use the half and half idea, right? So this is very, very familiar. It looks just like the half and half. There's a piece on the top, a piece on the bottom, a simple border running across the whole 2-page layout, and then across the seam of those 2 pages, the 2 pieces of paper, there's a something covering up the seam. That could be, you know, anything that you want. It could be another piece of paper, a border cartridge, a border punch, washi tape, anything like that. So the only difference that this is, well, there's going to be a couple differences when we make it, but is that vertical strip of paper, the one that I wrote 3.5 and then I drew a line. There's that vertical strip on each side, so that it's kind of taking our half and half and giving it one extra little difference, okay? Another way we can keep our layout simple, but by changing them ever so slightly. Okay, let me get the inspiration sheet up here really fast and you'll be able to see. There we go. So here's the inspiration piece that was in the book on page 106. And here I think you can see it a little more clear that there's looks like they used white, and maybe it's not white, but it certainly looks like a white background. And at the bottom half, they used the gray, they used the blue wishbone looking pattern. And then the vertical stripe, they put in a piece of gray striped paper. Okay, they used the green in the middle to cover up that seam. And at the bottom, they punched out a border. Okay, so that's the sketch in a nutshell. So let me put you back to my overhead camera and we'll see what we're going to do tonight with this sketch. There we go. Okay, so I decided to pull out the Vivid Melodies collection. If you saw my video, I was so super excited about these collections, and I made little mini kits to go along with each one, so that when I do sit down and play, then I have everything right here at my fingertips. And I have everything spread out. You can't really see it right now, but I do have the rest of the kit kind of spread out on my desk just to make it easier for me for tonight. And probably what I would do anyway, but everything is here in that kit. And this is the stack of papers from the kit. Okay, so we're going to use butterscotch. And I wanted to show you the pictures really quickly before I show you the papers, actually. So I'm going to do some photos of my daughter when she ran in a triathlon. And it was a Halloween theme. It was right before Halloween. And you can even see in the picture, it's called Trick or Try. But I didn't want to do a Halloween layout because I could have just used Halloween paper, but I really wanted to focus in on the fact that it's a triathlon, not Halloween related. Now, some people do dress up in costumes for this, but she didn't. And she just worked her tail off and finished that triathlon. So I want to just document it as a triathlon and not to Halloween. But I wanted to still use orange paper. I love orange paper, and this gave me the great opportunity to do it with this new butterscotch collection. I'm just going to check the comments real quick. I see a few more people came in. Okay, so is it Kel Katz? Is it Kelly or Kel? I saw you did leave me a comment earlier this week and abbreviated KT, so let us know what we can call you. Unless you want us to call you Kel Katz, I'm fine with that. And everyone, thank you, Mona, again, for making sure my mic was on. And Roslyn from Australia. Nice. Welcome, welcome. It's her morning over there. And Nancy from California. California, buddy. So welcome everybody. Okay, so that's why I picked this collection to go with those photos. And now let me show you the papers I picked for tonight. I'll move all these aside. And what I decided on was this beautiful dark orange. I don't know, there you go. You can probably see it has little scallopy dots on it. Very beautiful. The orange and yellow dots. Well, you can't really see the yellow too much in the screen. And, oh, there should have been one more. Let's see. Maybe I left it over here. Oh, I did. This one, it's geometric shapes. Looks like little triangles or little boxes with X's inside. And it's more of a yellow tone more than an orange tone. So those are going to be my three main pattern papers. The green vertical, which came from the Cool and Candid collection. This is going to be my stripe down the middle that like we saw on the sketch. And then I have, for my background pieces, Katie. Okay, hi Katie. Oh, KT, got it, Katie. So for my background, I was thinking to bring in white because, I mean, using so much orange, I thought the white's going to really help to tone that down. So I'll probably start with white and then see what we feel as we go through. But I also brought in the craft because these papers look really beautiful on the craft as well. And I feel like because it's a triathlon and she did start at the beach, it's actually a lake, but it has like a sandy entry. So I thought that that might look pretty good too. So I'm going to hold off on that final decision. As we lay the page out, I'm going to use white just to see. Okay, so let me move some of this aside. It doesn't matter how big my desk is. I don't have enough room. And let me get this all lined up for you. Okay. Let me move the pictures. There we go. Got my 2 pages on there. Move that adhesive for a minute. Okay, so the first thing is the orange, excuse me, the orange-ish yellow. You grab my 12-inch trimmer. This is going to be the bottom portion of the sketch. Oh, you know what? Let me just switch my sketch over. Let me give you the overhead with the sketch. How's that? There we go. Make sure my mic's still on. There, we're good. Okay. So we have, if you want to write these measurements down, this is how I interpret the sketch. Of course, you can make your cuts bigger, smaller, whatever fits your needs. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this geometric shape and I'm going to make it into a 5.5 inch square. Do not need that arm out, but 5.5 inches goes right to the edge of the trimmer. Okay, and you line it up. I will need 2 of these. Okay, little scrap left for another project. Okay, let's see, let me move my, so I can put my trimmer to the side here. Okay, so this one will go down toward the bottom, something like that. And then our next thing is going to be I'm going to cut my border. And for that, I'm going to bring in my border making system. And I'm going to use the new cartridge, the Sunshine Arches, because this one is just spectacular. And I hope that you agree. But it kind of reminds me of banners hanging at a festival or a race or a party. And so I thought it would be perfect for this. Okay, so I'm going to cut out 2 of these, 1 for each side. Okay, let me get rid of this fallout really fast. Okay, and there we go. Look at this. See, isn't that just beautiful? This, I don't know why I'm so amazed with this border making cartridge. Oops, I got a little bit of an extra piece. For me, it's just, it looks bigger and chunkier than some of our other ones, and it punches like a punch would, and it's just really pretty. So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to cut this off and do it at 1 1/4 inches. There we go. You see that? It's beautiful. What do you guys think? Are you guys in love with this like I am? Okay, I'm going to make one more. If we have any new people watching, this border making system comes with this guide. You just line the paper up, make sure it's flush in each corner, put the arm down. There's a magnet that will hold your paper in place. Flip the guide back and it's going to hang and dangle this off the edge, and that's the part that's going to get punched by the punch that's now in the housing unit. You're asking, Mona, what I use when I bring my churn back in. I'll explain what that is. And then you just slide it on down. You have to make sure that it's aligned. And as you're going through, if you had this in your hand, you would be able to feel that it's clicking into place. Okay, let me get rid of all of this. And bring my trimmer back in. Okay, so Mona, this, I'm guessing this is what you're talking about. So I just added that this week. So what this is I wanted to cut out an 8-inch square from my paper. So I needed to do 2 inches all around. But when you do 2 inches, let me just show you, you can't see the guide anymore. So I was using this as my guide to help me guide it, and that's just a little piece of washi tape. That way, if I want to take it off, I can take it off. Okay. Okay, so this was a 1 1/4 inches. So we want it to be equal on the other side. And there we go. So where I'm going to put this is down here toward the bottom, and then this 5 1/2 inch piece will come right up next to that. It's kind of why I did a 5 1/2 and not a 6. Probably could have just as easily cut that paper right in half and did a 6 and not even worry about it for this layout, because then you wouldn't be left with the little scrap that I have. Okay. Yes, Jody, it does kind of look like the bridge, and it's funny that you say that, because I was thinking that this one seems so big and chunky, and that's what I think I was drawn to it for that reason. But then I compared it to the bridge, and the bridge is thick like that too. So I was kind of surprised that the bridge and the picket fence, they were both kind of wide like that. So, and of course this strip here, you make as wide as you want. Me cutting it at 1 1/4 is what gave me the thicker one, but I wanted a little bit thicker so I could tuck it underneath my paper. Okay. And then I want something to go here to cover it up, or to follow along with my sketch. So that's where I'm going to bring in this yellow and orange polka dot paper. Okay. And this, excuse me, you can decide how big you want it. It looks like in the sketch that's probably about 1 inch. Excuse me. But I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch for my layout today. I just want it to be a little bit thinner, not kind of overtake. Okay. I need 2 of those. I've been looking on the other side to see, like, what am I cutting into? And this other one was that beautiful ombre. I'm glad they gave us 2 of each. Okay. And then this is going to go right on top of there. Okay. Now, when it comes to this, vertical strip coming down. I'm going to hold off for just a moment because I do want to see how I'm going to put my photos on here before I commit to cutting into the green paper, just to make sure that I don't cut. I kind of want it probably a little thicker. In the sketch, I'm going to say that that's probably about a 2-inch cut, but I knew I was going to want it to be a little bit thicker, just because I thought that looked a little small for me, and you'll see that's why I did the sketch. I wrote 3.5 inches there, so I thought I'll play around with that size. So let me lay out the photos according to the way the sketch has it, and we can see how my photos are going to fit, or how they're not going to fit maybe. Let's take a look here. Okay, so here we go, 4x6 vertical. And at the top, they have a 4x4. Now, I think my photos are actually going to line up pretty close to what the sketch is. When it comes to a 4x4 photo, I feel like it's really easy to cut a picture down to a 4x4. When you're getting smaller, like the 3.5, then maybe it's not, so easy, and you have to line it up. And that's why I have my clear template sitting right here so we can see. But the 4x4 is pretty good. So they have a lot of 4x4s on this sketch, but I think it's going to work out good with my photos. Okay, then on this half, they have like a 4x4 right here. They have a 4x6 going horizontally over there. And then they have another 4x4, and it looks something like that. This one might be a 3x3 in the sketch, but I feel like there's a lot of room on this layout, so I'm going to keep mine as a 4x4 for now. Down here in the sketch, you can do a couple things. Looks like they have their journaling box there, and then some kind of mat behind there, like a photo mat. But you could always cut 2 smaller photos and put them there like that instead, if you wanted to get more photos on here, because this layout has a lot of other room that you can journal. Okay, so we're going to keep that there for now and see if I'm going to keep that there. So let me take a look at my photos. I'm just going to match them up to the mats I already put down. So that's a nice vertical one, perfect for that area. And then here's her with her finisher's medal. So that could be cut down. I don't need all that showing. And let me put that aside for a minute. And let's see here. This one could be cut into a 4x4. And that one is a good one for the 3x3, 3.5 by 3.5. Let me show you. Okay, so there's that. And just going to check the chat. Oh, good. Everybody's letting us know where everybody's from. That's awesome. Thank you. Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this was a couple years ago, but yeah, she did really well. She did really, really well. Oops. I have things popping up on my screen here. Good thing I'm not screen sharing right now. I hit my mouse. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. So this is a really hard photo, but I liked it because it showed all the bike riders up at the top. And I'm pretty sure she's in there somewhere because of timing and where we were. So that's a good one. I'm going to cut that one down to a 4x4. This one is a good one also to cut down. And I'm actually probably going to move this one down here. Let's see, I don't have a mat exactly that size, but you can see this one is 3.5, so it'll make a good one for 2.75 to 3.75. So that one I'm going to trim down. And here's another good one for a 4x4. And you know what? This one actually might be better as the 4x6, so you can still see everything. And then that one, I have one photo I don't think I'm going to be able to get in here. So that's how I'm going to lay it out. Except for one thing that I'm now looking at and I'm thinking, I'm not sure. because what I'm thinking is I want to, these are kind of the end of the race, right? And all these are what's happening and leading up to the race. So I think, or during, different positions, I tried to get swimming, biking, and running. I tried to capture a picture of all of those. And so I think what I want to do is maybe just swap these around. And so I'm just taking this column from here and swapping it over here. Other than that, I think everything else will stay the same. So, yeah, okay. Let me see. This one, I can take that off. So, yeah, because this is the whole. Okay, this one's the only one because that was actually pre-race, but it's the best one to be trimmed down, and I don't think that's going to matter too much. Okay, so I'm just going to work on getting all these adhered down and getting my photos cut. Let me see if I can kind of keep these in order. That'll go on that page. Okay, let me check the chat. Hey neighbor, Jean, where do you live? I am in Ventura County. Well, actually, Simi Valley is where I'm at. How about you? Let me move some things around here. Okay. I'm going to bring in my mat just so I can line up everything. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start with adhering the biggest piece down first, just so I can get that into position. So I want to make sure that I don't put too much adhesive toward the bottom because I want to be able to tuck in that little banner, the sunshine arches, which I now call a banner. Okay, so this one, I want my arches to be toward the bottom. So I'm going to put this one down first, and let's see if I put it at, sorry, I have to concentrate. Let's see, I just want a little bit of that showing. So that's going to be, okay, I'm going to say starting right here at the 7.5. Yeah, okay, sorry. It's going to be, you scoot it over. Awkward silence, huh? Sorry, this is gonna, I don't know, I never used to, I feel like I'm getting older and I don't line things up as well as I used to. Oh, you said hi, hey neighbor. Thought you were talking with me. So we're not close to each other. Hi Diane. Okay, let me get my, I'm going to, you know what, this one I don't need to use repositional. I'm going to get it in there on one try. Whoops. Okay, maybe I did. I don't think I got any. I'm going to turn this really quickly so I can slide it right under. And there we go. One more thing is, oh, I guess I'm going with the white. Oh, we never decided. Okay, I'm going to go with white and I'm going to love it because it's too late now. No brand, no craft. I'll save that for another layout. You see what happens when you start talking and it's okay. It looks nice. I don't want it to be too overwhelming. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. Oh, you know what? I'm going to need this one. Yep, I finally decided this week I need a second mat, and it's on its way because to line this stuff up when you're doing a 2-page spread, it makes it so much easier to have the mat. And I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing here, so I'll scoot that up. Oh, gotcha. It's not me you were talking to. That's what I get for not reading that chat closely, huh? So I did this one at 7.5. So let's just make sure. Yep, that looks good. Oh, that one went down a lot easier. Okay, and let me get my banner all taped up. I went over a little bit there. I'm going to turn it again so I can tuck it in there. This way I'm not like letting that adhesive get too comfortable. Although I do want to see, make sure I have the same amount of width on both. Okay, there we go. Okay. I was just thinking about that next green piece. It's gonna, I might have to get my tool out. I think I might have to pop up the banner a little bit. Okay, so let's get this last piece down, and then we're gonna cut into our green vertical strip. Okay, there we go. See? Just like our half and half, right? And here's where we're going to make that half and half a little bit different. So I'm using 4x4 photos and 4x6 photos. So I think I'm going to make this one, gosh, I'm not really sure. I think I'm going to make it probably about, yeah, you know what? I think that's probably why I wrote 3.5 on my, I don't need it to be huge. I do just want them to overlap. So yes, I'm going to do 3.5 and cross my fingers. And I do want my strips to be running vertical. Just want to make sure that's what I want to do. Actually, I think I'm going to turn it to have the strips run horizontally. Okay, so 3.5, and I'm going to need 2 of these. So even though I changed the orientation of my photos, and I'm going to have the vertical on the right-hand side and the other, the vertical on the right-hand side and the horizontal on the left-hand side, I am still going to put the strips in the same place. Oopsie. Okay. Oh yeah, see the second mat, Mona? Yeah. I don't know why. I keep thinking about it, and every time I order, I'm like, no, next time, next time. And then this time I was like, yeah, I need it. The stripes at 90 to the arches will look good. Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering. I don't want to cover up those beautiful arches. So if you looked at the inspiration the inspiration piece, it kind of, it looks here, I'm going to put it back on the screen for a minute because it looks like, let's see if I could find it. You can even see it in the one in the corner, but I don't want to do that because I don't want this border on top. I want this underneath. I just don't want that on top. So I'm going to trim a little piece off and hope that it's not a huge deal. Let me get a pencil. I'm going to cut it off and tuck it under. Make sure I could see that. And same thing over here. Get that pencil back. Okay. Can't really see my line. Actually, it's right here. There. I need it thicker. Oh, you don't think they're spaced the same under my layout? I'm going to take a look, but they're pretty much glued down there now. Hey, I hope nobody looks closely at my layouts. They're going to see a lot of things are not spaced out. Oh, shoot, I cut it a little too much. That's okay. Because this one's nice. How did I do that? This one, let me grab my tool. Pop this up a little bit because I do want it to come out the bottom. I am going to cover up. I want it to touch up here. There's a wide gap right there. And let's do this side too. This one isn't. This one I cut pretty good. Okay, slide this under these little tweezers. It's stuck. There we go. Okay. God, I cannot get my fingers under there. Let's try it with. Okay. There we go. So it's going to look something like that. It's not glued under there yet, so I might have to come back with a little bit of liquid glue, and I have to figure out what I'm going to do over here. So let's get this part glued down. You can take a small piece and slip under and no one would know. I could. If it really bugs me, I'm going to put on my border strip first, because you'll see in our sketch they do have it double layered, so they have some like border strip or 2 border cartridges or something in. So I am going to cover that up, and we'll see. Hopefully it's going to cover that up. That's a lot bigger than I was anticipating though. So let's get our tape. I'm going to go with my repositionable just in case I have to move this. And I want it at the top for sure to touch. So let's see, I wanted it to be about 3/4 of an inch. I hope that's what I did at the bottom. Yeah, looks like it. Away from the side. Again, the measurements don't really mean that much if you, whatever works for your layout. It doesn't have to be exactly the way they did it. I think they have probably about the same probably. Let me put it on the board real quick to make sure I'm getting it 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that one was not. So see, they're not going to be exactly the same. And I'm okay with that. No one's going to notice when my photos are on here. Okay, I think I'm done with my gray mat. There we go. I like it. Let's get our photos cut. I hope that you guys are scrapping along with me. This one is going to be down here. And let's see. We want her swimming, and then bike riding, and then running. So let's do this one first. This will be a 4x4. And let's see. So I use my trimmer to guide too sometimes. So here's the 4-inch, which I'm losing my little numbers, but that's why I had the numbers up here. But if you look at between the 4 and the end of the cutting blade, that's your 4-inch. So it should be your 4-inch square. Exactly. So it kind of helps me guide myself. Mona, you're just watching tonight. Nobody, is anybody scrapping along with me? Not this project, but something else. And make sure I'm not cutting off too much of the beach. That's okay. My shadow. That can go. So that's going to go there. This one will also be a 4x4. And I think I want the majority of it to be on that end. So that's easy. You see, I just want it hanging off of the green stripe paper. This is the 4x6. And then this one's going to be the 3.5 by 3.5. So let me get my guide back out so I can kind of see where I'm going to cut it. So do I want the trees in the background? Nancy, you're just watching this time? That's okay. And then 3.5. And then let's see. Do a quarter of an inch off of each side. And there we go. Yep. I haven't decided about matting yet either, so I do have my paper stack sitting here just in case. Okay, so on this side, I want the two bike ones to be next to each other. This was going to be a small one down there, and this was going to be a 4x4, and that's going to be our vertical. Okay. Don't want it to hang off over those pretty banners, so let's trim this one first. We'll cut the grass off first, see how much room we have left. Yep, there we go. So I still want to see, I want especially the name of the race, so I want to make sure I don't, yep, we're good. 4x4, what was I thinking? Okay, and one more 4x4. Let's see. I really want to get in there. I love how messy it gets inside the bike area. If you've never been to a triathlon and they come running in from swimming and have to get the wetsuit off because the water's freezing, even here in California, they have to get that wetsuit off and dry off, jump on the bike, change shoes. It's pretty amazing to watch that whole thing go down. And sometimes it's just fun to watch that. Okay, so it'll look like that. And then this one we were going to do, there was some funky numbers, but I'm going to see what a 4x3. Do I have a 4x3 here? Just keep it pretty basic, right? Nope, I don't have my cutout for a 4x3. So let's see. So I'll do, yep, I'll do 3 inches this way. And then it was a really foggy morning. I kind of want to make sure I still see that. Let's do the beach part first. And then the rest can come off the top. So this is going to be a 3x4 now. Yeah, you can still see. It was actually really creepy in the morning because it was so foggy. Couldn't see anything. They actually delayed the race a little bit because of the fog that morning because they couldn't send the swimmers out in the fog. I guess it just adds to the whole creepy Halloween part of, of the run. Okay. So that's how our photos are going to go. I'm going to get those mounted, but first I do want to bring in my border strip that I'm going to use down here. So since I'm using the kit, I had put these in there, and I want to use the leaf because I think it's an outdoor event. I think the leaves are going to be perfect. I'm okay, even though it's a run. I know we're all dying to see if this is going to cover up. I think it's going to look great. Turn this one more time. and get this on here. So there's a little bit of a little bit showing through. Not too much. If anyone's looking at my albums and noticing that you know what, I'm going to pull it off really fast. What I want to do is I want to take the skinny portion of the leaf and line it up right on the edge of that, the top of the banner or the sunshine arches. So just give me 1 second here. So yeah, you'll be able to see a little teeny bit of my goof, but it's not too bad. And oh yeah, I was saying, if anybody looking that closely at my albums, then maybe they shouldn't be. Okay, there we go. Maybe they shouldn't be. No, I mean, my daughter's going to look at this. She's not going to look at that little bit showing through. She's going to be looking at herself, remembering that moment in time when she did this. Okay, same thing on the other side. You know, the leaves don't scream out triathlon, but again, I think it's an outdoor event, so anything will go. So here, Mona, here's where my punches didn't line up exactly, but I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, let's see. Let me check the chat really quick. Oops. I haven't looked up. Let me go back. Oh, what were the distances? You know, that's a good question. And I'm going to have to get that from her for the journaling because that was important. I believe the swim was a mile. Maybe it was a mini. I'm pretty sure the run was a 10K. The bike ride was, I don't remember, I want to say 10 miles, but I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for bringing that up because I will definitely have to get that from her for the journaling part of it. Yeah, the bike on the hill, yeah. And I'm pretty sure she was in there. It's just that you could never see her, but I'm just going to go with that. Yeah, let me see. Stampin' Bandit, hello. Love, yeah, thank you. I love that punch, that border making cartridge. Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I could just color it, huh? Thanks, Mona. Thanks for saying that. Okay. Okay, so let's move along here and see what else. Let me make some room here. Let's see. I don't know if I need actually, I want to scoot this. I'm not really sure if I don't feel like I need mats. I feel like the photos are standing out. I'm scooting them. Normally I would like to scoot everything together, but I really want some of this green to show through. So down here will be my journaling spot. And let's see, this one's a little tight, but I think it's okay. So in the sketch, that might be a 3.5, but I'm going to keep it a 4.5 because I do want to see all of that background. Okay, this one can come up either on top or on that border. And over here, I usually like my photos a lot tighter, so I'm going to bring it down. Okay, so I'm not going to go with mats. I think I'm going to keep it the way it is, and I'm just going to get these adhered down. Okay, move my tools out, and then we'll get to embellishing. Let's see. I can already tell you I know where my title's going. I have a lot of empty space up here. Okay. Oops. This little 3.5 is the one I was wondering really needed a mat, but I think we're okay. I'm going to hold off on that one for a minute till I decide about my journaling spot. Okay, this one I want above. I kind of want to even with this one over here, so about there. About that one. I shouldn't have pushed it so hard. Okay, let's do the vertical first. Get this one in place first. Just above my leaves. Okay, so right here, so I had pulled in some journaling cards from my kit when I built this kit together, and a couple of them I think are good for this layout. It would be one of these I can cut. Oh, but now that I'm seeing it on the green, I don't like it. So my other option was this library card pocket, because I feel like I'm not really sure when I would ever use that. I've had that in my stash forever. So please don't ask where I got that, because I really don't remember. And I think it says thinking of you, and I'm going to cover that up. I just want to make sure that it can slide in and out. And I want to scoot this over just a little bit more. I didn't push it down very hard for that reason. Give us a little more room so that the journaling card could be taken in and out. Okay, so let me pop this one up. And this one I'm not happy with either, so let's move that just ever so slightly. I didn't use a lot of adhesive. That's why it's popping up so much. So I might have to go back and make sure. Okay, so it's going to look like that, and I am going to cover that spot up. Thank you, Irma. Yeah, I kind of like the leaves too down here. Okay. Yeah, I see my corners are a little popping up. It's the heat in my room. I might have to go back. I just put a little bit of adhesive there, so I might have to go back and really push it down, or put just a little dab of some wet glue under there to keep that down. But right now it's also pretty warm in here, so I think that, because I notice that happens to a lot of my layouts while I'm working, and then once it cools down, they're fine. Okay, so that's our journaling spot, our layout. So where are we going to embellish? Let me grab my circles. So, and my journaling card. My journaling obviously is going to go right there. And my biggest cluster will go right over here. And that's going to be where I'm going to put my title as well. Something like that. And then I'm going to do an embellishment cluster right there on top of that library card to cover up that sentiment that I don't want to see, and then a small little cluster here. So that's going to be the flow of my visual triangle through my page. Okay, so let's see what I have for embellishments. I did take out the things that I originally put in the kit in that video the other day, but I did, so I have the embellishments that came with the Butterscotch collection. And I also, I liked this one came with the collection, and I like the style of it, but I think it's just a little too big for what I have on my page right now. So I decided to just cut a bunch of different color greens on my Big Kick. And I just picked a couple different ones that were kind of scallopy, kind of to bring in the circles that I used down here with the sunshine arches, just to bring some more around. So I have those, and then of course leaves. So, and then I decided, since it was a sporting event, that I should go and try and find something that was sports related and see if I can incorporate it. So I found a few things. I found these older stickers, the bike, the tennis shoes, the water bottles. I'll try and incorporate those. And then what I did see a lot in my sport theme pack was lots of stars. So I thought, what the heck? I'll bring in some stars and see if we want to use those, probably as finishing touches. And then in my kit the other day, I had the cameras and some wood veneer. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. And for titles, I have the ones that came with the kit. And I also had, if you remember from the video, these epoxy ones. And I also put in a few wood veneers in here as well. Okay, so let's see. Let's work in the title first, and then we'll come back to some of these other things. Thank you everybody for saying that, those nice things. Okay, so up here, there was this sun that I thought would be great because it was a nice sunny day. But what I want to do is take a piece of scrap goldenrod. I think this one is goldenrod. And I want to kind of fussy cut out behind the sun to make it more of a solid die cut instead of opened like that. So I'm just going to quickly cut this out. And all I'm doing is I'm going to go in behind it just a little bit and snip it. You can't see the title area. Oh, because my my sketch is there. Let me go back up to the other one while I'm working on that. There we go. Thank you. Yeah. Forgot about that. I was putting the sketch there so you could follow along, but now we kind of are going a little rogue. In fact, where do they have, let's look at where they have, there's in the top corner where I'm putting it, then they also have one in the middle and then one up in the other corner. So I'm following along kind of with the where the title is and where my other corner embellishment's going to be. But other than that, I'm going a little bit on my own. It's my layout now, right? I've overtaken that sketch and made it my own. So we don't need to look at that sketch anymore, I guess. So there you go. Okay, so I'm just going to make a really quick cut on this. Hopefully I'm just going right underneath the die cut and kind of clipping it. Hopefully this is going to work out as planned. Yeah, I've gone rogue. Not too much. I'm a rule follower. Okay, let's see here. I think this is going to make it bring in that yellow and the orange a little bit more. Okay. Let's see if I can line this up correctly. Yeah, this takes a little bit of time, but I think it's going to be more of what I want when I'm done here. Okay. Ah, one little piece. You can't even see what I'm doing. Here we go. And I'm just getting really in there. And over here's a little bit. Okay. Okay. And that's going to go, let me adhere it down so I can make a couple other final little snips before I finish it off here. Okay. This I am going to use my repositionable. Let's see here. Now I moved it. All leaves are not matching up the same. So I'm going to get it really good in place here for you, and then I might have to go back later and trim it up. There's one little piece right there. Okay. Yeah, actually I think that's pretty good. So that's going to go right up here. I'm not sure if I'm going to tuck it. Yeah, probably going to tuck it under. And then my title is going to go there. So now I need to decide on a title. I saw a few that I liked. You guys are funny. On these, I liked the word inspire. And on this one, let's see if you guys can see these. There we go. I like this one, Good Vibes. I like that one a lot. It introduces the pink, but it's not too much. I'm going to cut it right off of here for a minute just so we can kind of lay it on our layout and see if we like it. Let me get rid of all the extra. Okay. And so maybe something like that. Good Vibes. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So then we're going to come back to that area. We'll add some more smaller things, but let me work on the bases for everything else. Let me get my cuts off of here. Right here, where I want to cover that up, this is where I'm going to bring in some of my other circly shapes. So I kind of want to keep circle, the scallopy look that I have. And so I just randomly took scraps from my scrap bin and went to my die cut machine and just cut out some different things. Now this one, let me see if I can show you on a piece of white paper. Oh, this will be good. See, this one was a little too frilly, I thought, for the theme. So I went with something a little bit more basic. Now for me, I'm not too particular about having everything so matchy-matchy like the greens. I just, as long as I have green on there, I feel like all my greens will match. So I kind of want a smaller one here. It has, like I said, it was scrap paper, so some of them are not cut 100%, but I knew I was going to be tucking them. So we have that one. I like that one better. Up in that corner, I'm thinking of a scallop piece. Let's see. These are the same size. Yeah. I'm kind of liking this green. I could trim that or keep it whole. It doesn't matter. I have a ton here to choose from. I really literally needed 3 areas and I cut a lot. But you know what? I'm thinking, let me move my sun. Maybe I could tuck something else underneath there too. I have a lot of white space over there. I like white space, but that's a lot. Let me see about a different color. Yeah, I like that. Okay. There we go. I like it. I'm just going to separate these just a tad so we can see where the paper division is. I don't want to hang over the edge on accident, but I'll straighten it out for you. Okay. Thank you. I'm just checking the comments. Okay. Carrie says the title cluster goes fantastically. Thank you. And that's a great idea to back the sun. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I thought you were just going to see white through it, right? Looking good. Thank you. Irma says, I stole your idea of using the circles as placeholders for your embellishments. Thanks. Yeah, and I do that all the time. I don't just do that when I'm filming with you guys live. I do that on every layout just because it helps me to visualize where I want to put my clusters before I start just throwing things down. So I'm glad that you guys are using that. Yeah, that's exactly why I did that. Katie, is because I wanted to kind of keep that little circular element going. Yeah, the stars. Yep. I'm going to come back to the stars. They're not enamels. They're actually stickers, but I'm going to come back to those for sure. I think the stars, I have to bring in, well, she's the star of the show, so we definitely need to bring some of those in. So let's see what else we have. I liked this one that says, enjoy the little things. I want to bring some orange up here. I just don't know if we're going to have enough room. So it's going to be too much unless I scoot my photo over. Let me think about that one. I could trim it. Don't know if I want to do that though, because it's going to be really close to the edge. I don't want to cover up the pumpkin either. So that's the title of, okay, let's put that one. Let's try this. Let's get rid of our little dot. He's confusing me now. Okay, so this I want to actually scoot down a little bit so I can not interfere with my pumpkin. Actually, we can make the pumpkin look like he's part of the embellishment. And then loving this, I like that. Loving this can go right there. And I want some more words down here. This one I might pop up onto some foam tape, and see, that could overhang the photo. So that's actually perfect. Okay, so what else do we have? Some leaves. I love these leaves. Let's see. I cut a few out on with my punches, and I have those right here if I want to use other scraps. But nope, I'm not feeling it actually. Thought I would. Not this time. But I do want the camera, I think, tucked in behind this Enjoy the Little Things banner. So what I did now is I made sure I had words in every cluster. Okay. Oh, let me think, because the bike, let's look at this. I feel like I've had these bikes forever, and if I don't use them on this layout, am I ever going to use them? So she has a red bike too. Oh wait, actually that's orange, but it looks red. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's take it off and move this around. See if we can find a place, a home for the bike. I'm thinking this down here. Let me go ahead and I think I'm pretty set on this one here. So let me find my adhesive, and I'll use reposition bolt just in case. I'm going to tuck that. That's right, I haven't adhered these down yet because I was still playing along. Okay, that's okay right there. I'm just going to adhere down at this one corner. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. That's okay. That way they're attached together. Okay, time for the bike. You can cut bike in half and stick to the left photo. Okay, so I'm not sure what you meant by cut in half, but now that you mentioned the left side, I do like it over there, even though it's not really in my actual cluster. But doesn't that look super cute right there next to all those bikes? I'm going to go with that. Thank you. Let's see. Who said that? Katie. Yep, thank you. That way it doesn't even interfere with my other little cluster either. And it kind of looks like they're all going together, right? It's one big cluster. There we go. Yep. Yep, I got the bike in. Very excited about that. And what else do we have? Now I'm on a roll. I have these little running shoes, which I think would be perfect. I wish the shoes were going both the same direction, though. Let's see. I could kind of overlap them like this, I suppose. But if the shoes were going the same way, it would have been a lot cuter. Let's see. No, I don't like it up there. I kind of like it over here. I think I'll put these flat, and then I'll put this up onto some foam tape. Okay, so what Mona's saying, foam square the tires on the bike. Well, that would be cute. That would be really cute. Let me see if I can do that. Can't you use one pair of each shoe? I could, but they're different colors. Let's see. Oh, whoops, oh no, on the top of them. Not, there we go. Ooh, a lot of black over there now. taking them off. I'm going to try the red pair. Yeah, that's the thing. They were two different colors, so I'm just going to make it look like a hodgepodge. You know, it's kind of triathlons are a bunch of hodgepodge mess when they're switching over. So let's go with that. Yeah, I think, oops. Let's go ahead and commit to this. Now let me take this. Nope, those are stuck on. There we go. Down a little bit more. There, perfect. And then this is going to go right there over the shoes a tad. Move it down. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Oh yeah, good idea. Katie, you are on this. I'm going to see if she still has the number. I don't even know if we can read it. I can't read it, but I'll have to see if I have, maybe I have a better photo of the number. Oh, here. 94, it looks like. Good idea. I could add that to the cluster. Okay, so this one, I'm going to pop this one up on foam tape also, the little banner. And that can overhang our photo, tuck our little camera right in there. And I'm just thinking about one of these little water bottles because it just so happens to be green, so it kind of goes even with our theme here. And maybe it can pop right off there, overlap the camera, and then put our Joy the Little Things. Even though this wasn't really little, right? But you know, she probably doesn't even remember now. This was back in 2017. So, I mean, I'm sure she remembers. Wasn't a little thing, though, but she didn't actually really train. Hope she's not listening. Just kidding. She didn't train that much for it, and she did excellent. So, very, very proud of her. But, so, that Enjoy the Little Things could be go either way, right? Yeah, but I can't really see the 94. I see what you're saying, Katie, like if it's in the number. I mean, if it's in the photo, maybe we don't need to add it, but we'll see. I'm going to see if that was the number. Maybe she still has it. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a little bit of wood veneer because I love it. And I think that with this being an outdoor layout, I love putting wood veneer with my outdoor layout. So let's see what we can, if I could, I might have gone a little too far. Ooh, that's too big. With this already. To add it, but we're going to see here. Here's a little heart to go down with those shoes, maybe, or off to the side. I'm really close to the edge there. Oh, there. That's cute. And then let's see. Here's looking pretty good already. I don't know if I want to add anything else to it. Sometimes if I'm not sure, I like to count how many I have. So I have 4 items there, but if you count the bike, that's 5. And I like when I have an odd number. If you count the mat, though, that's 6. So let's see. If we want an arrow, I have a shorter arrow. Can you even see what I have here? Oh, yeah, the arrow's cute. Up here, I want to add something. Put a heart on the other one. Here's a little bit darker heart. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. Okay. Okay, there's all that. And so let's see if we can sprinkle in some of these stars. And then we can wrap this up. These ones are tiny. I think I'm going to go with the smaller ones. And I'm going to go with, we'll start with, well, there's lots of colors we can use on here. There's green and there's, uh-oh, can't get this one off. There it goes. There's green, yellow, orange. All those are in our layout. And I'll start up here. I'm not going to push them all the way down just in case. Let's give an orange one. I'm not even sure how old these are. Pretty old. Yeah, let's do a yellow one too. Ah, I like it. I'm going to add a couple more on the other side. They're not peeling off well, but they seem like they're going to stick okay. Sticking to my multi-purpose tool just fine. And I'm going to kind of overlap the green and the yellow. Remember, none of this is adhered down all the way. Okay. Let's come over, let's go to that side first and see if we can add some in every. I like this one right on the paper. And there's another orange one. Maybe coming off the paper. Oh yeah, the arrow would be cute. And you know what else I was thinking? Like, you mean like if I did something like this? Yeah, you know what? I have to kind of blow up the picture, and if I could see, oh, that would be super cute. If I have to blow up the picture, and then maybe I would be able to see the red bike. And then I have to ask her, but since we were in two different locations, she'll be like, yeah, I was on every spot of that hill at one point. They had to go down the hill and then back up the hill and then came back into the park. Yeah, I would never do that. That's that's a lot of work. Let me get another piece out here because I want, oh, not to blow it up. Not just so I can see on the screen where she is, and so I know where to place the arrow. Like, right? Yeah, I like that actually. Huh. It's a good idea. See? It's always fun to scrapbook with somebody else, right? So you get these ideas. Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe that's enough up there. Okay, so then down here, I'm not really sure I need any, but let me just see if one fits in that camera lens. It might be too small. Might have to go for a bigger star. Right there in the camera lens. That's kind of cute. I do have a little bit bigger stars that might be cuter. Let's see. Yeah, these aren't adhered down. So it's sliding around. Okay, let's see if we like the bigger one. I'm probably going to like the bigger one. Yeah. There we go. I'll have to adjust that when I adhere these down completely. Yeah, I could pretend. Yeah, probably is what's going to happen is I'm not going to be able to figure out which one she is, but I could make it look like, you know, hey, this is her. She's in the lead. Oh. But somewhere around there probably, because it's in the center of my photo, and if I saw her from down there, I would assume I put her in the center, right, of the lens. So okay, so let me straighten this out so you can actually see it. I think I'm done. I think I like it. I actually really love this cluster right here. And let me move out my little card. You know that's going to be my journaling spot. I really, really love the little bike over here. It kind of extends my whole cluster right there. So I really like that idea. Hi, Gail. Joining a little late. That's okay. This is going to go up on YouTube, and you can watch the replay if you want to. But we are just about wrapping this up, and we are using one of our sketches from our 110 scrapbooking ideas and sketchbook. This should be about number 12. Scooting everything aside here so you guys can get a look at it. So yeah, I like it. I like it, and it's one more story in my album, right? Okay, let me go ahead and go on back. Hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that, Carrie. So yeah, I like it. I hope that I inspired you guys somehow to if you have the sketchbook, pull it out, look for ideas. You know, you guys know I love that sketchbook, and right now I get asked all the time where that how they can get that sketchbook, and right now it's not a promo. They Creative Memories is only going to bring it back as a promotional item somehow. I'm kind of hoping that it might come back soon. I have no insight, but I'm just kind of assuming that it might come back for the fall, or because it came out in the fall last year, so maybe there'll be a second edition. Who knows? But I'm really hoping that they bring it back or they bring us a second edition. Okay. So let's see what's coming up. Okay, so I think I saw that. I was muted, right? I don't know why that one muted. But anyway, so I was saying our next live is going to be August 31st and at 5 p.m. And we're going to feature that brand new back to school collection. Am I still no audio, or can you guys hear me? I don't know if I caught it as Mona was typing. If somebody can just let me know. Okay, you can hear me. Thank you. Yeah, I think I caught it right as Nancy was probably typing. So yeah, join me. I hope you come back, and we'll see what we can do with that school collection. And yeah, you'll see. You have to wait and see what parts I purchased from that collection, because I think that might surprise you a little bit. But anyway, I just want to say thank you for everyone for joining me tonight, and I hope that you can get some crafting done based on some inspiration. And I thought this was a pretty simple one. It was the same thing like using our half and half idea and then just adding that strip of paper. I got, what did I get? A total of eight photos, but you can see, I think there's room for more if you wanted to make them a little smaller. And down here where my journaling spot was can be another photo as well. So anyway, thanks again for joining me. I hope that you guys have a nice rest of your evening or day. For some of us, it's the morning. So enjoy your day, and I'll see you soon. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.